Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is a game with a surprisingly large number of different versions. Some of these versions are widely known, but others are so obscure that many players have never even heard of them. In fact, a few look completely different from the original game, while others have been almost entirely forgotten over time, as if they never existed in the first place. Today I'm going to take you on a journey through every version of San Andreas, exploring their differences, their history, and the unique details that make each one stand out. Let's start with the beta version of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This version isn't officially released by Rockstar, but instead comes from an unofficial mod that aims to restore as much cut content as possible back into the game. And the moment you start a new game, you immediately notice that things feel different. CJ's clothing, his walking style, even his overall animations are noticeably different compared to the final release. As you explore further, you'll start to see small but interesting changes in the world itself. Some NPCs behave differently, some have altered appearances, and in some cases, you'll even find NPCs doing unexpected things like casually peeing on the street, which honestly adds a weird level of realism. One of the most noticeable changes is in the clothing styles of Grove Street members and other gangs, which look slightly different and feel more in line with early design ideas. Overall, this version feels like a glimpse into Rockstar's original vision for the game, before certain ideas were removed or changed. Most of this cut content was likely removed due to hardware limitations at the time, or simply because it didn't fit the final tone and direction of the game. PS2 Original. The original version of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is most commonly associated with its first release on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox back in 2004. This is the version the game was truly built around, before any ports, updates, or later changes were introduced. One of the most memorable aspects of this version is its distinct visual atmosphere. The game features a warm, orange-tinted sky, especially noticeable in Los Santos, giving it a cinematic sunset look that many fans still consider unmatched even today. This version is also known for being one of the best-selling games on the PlayStation 2, earning its place as a true classic in gaming history. Early copies of the game even contained the hidden Hot Coffee minigame code. While it wasn't accessible without modification, its presence later became a major controversy and was removed in future releases. Visually, the original release features slightly rougher character models compared to later versions, but it makes up for it with stylized lighting and shading that give the game a unique and nostalgic feel. Next up is the PC version of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the version many players, including myself, experienced for the very first time, especially on low-end computers. This version quickly became famous for one major reason: its massive modding community. On PC, players can completely transform the game, adding new cars, custom maps, enhanced graphics, new missions, and even total conversions that turn San Andreas into something entirely different. Graphically, the PC version has much higher potential compared to the PlayStation 2 release. It supports higher resolutions, improved textures, and a wide range of visual enhancements depending on your hardware and installed mods. Another big advantage is control flexibility. Players can use a keyboard and mouse or a controller with fully customizable key bindings. This makes movement and gameplay feel more precise and tailored to personal preference. Performance is also a strong point. Unlike the console version, the PC version can run at higher frame rates, often 60 FPS or more, resulting in smoother gameplay, especially on capable systems. One of the most important features is easy access to game files. Players can directly modify things like vehicle handling, weapon stats, and scripts. This level of control simply isn't possible on consoles, and it's a huge reason why the PC version has stayed alive for so long. The game also supports widescreen displays and modern resolutions, either natively or through simple fixes, making it much more compatible with today's hardware. Compared to the PlayStation 2 version, the PC release features cleaner but less atmospheric lighting. It lacks some of the iconic visual effects like the warm orange haze that defined the original look. Fortunately, the community stepped in once again. Fans have created countless fixes and enhancements to restore missing effects, fix bugs, and improve overall stability, making the PC version one of the most customizable and enduring ways to play San Andreas. Now let's talk about the mobile version of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, a version that brought the full game to smartphones and tablets, making it possible to experience San Andreas on the go. This version was a huge step at the time, as it managed to fit a massive open-world game into mobile devices without removing the core experience. Visually, the mobile version actually introduced noticeable improvements over the original PlayStation 2 release. It features higher resolution textures, better character models, and improved draw distance, making the world look sharper and more detailed on smaller screens. The lighting system was also updated, giving the game a cleaner and more modern appearance. However, just like the later console remasters, this came at the cost of the original atmosphere, with the iconic orange tint being reduced or completely removed. One of the biggest changes is the control system. Instead of physical buttons, the game uses touchscreen controls, including virtual joysticks and buttons. While this makes the game playable anywhere, it can feel less precise compared to a controller or keyboard. Now let's move on to something a bit different, the GTA San Andreas Rage Classic mod, a project that surfaced on the internet around 2012 and quickly caught the attention of the community. This wasn't an official release by Rockstar Games, but rather a fan-made attempt to recreate the classic San Andreas experience using the Rage engine, the same engine used in newer Rockstar titles. The goal of this project was simple, but ambitious, to bring the world of San Andreas into a more modern game engine, with improved physics, better animations, and enhanced visuals, while still keeping the original feel intact. At first glance, the mod looks very different from the original game. The lighting, character movement, and environmental details are all more advanced, giving it a more realistic and modern appearance. However, despite these improvements, the project faced major limitations. Since it was a fan-made mod, it was never fully completed, and many features remained unfinished or experimental. Some areas of the map were incomplete, certain mechanics didn't fully work, and overall stability could vary depending on the version being used. Because of these issues, the mod never became a fully playable replacement for the original game. Instead, it remained more of a technical showcase, a glimpse into what San Andreas might look like if it were rebuilt using newer technology. Even so, the Rage Classic mod holds an important place in the community. It represents the creativity and passion of fans who wanted to push the boundaries of what was possible with the game. To this day, it's remembered as one of the more ambitious San Andreas projects, even if it never reached a final polished state. Another fascinating fan-made project that surfaced on the internet years ago is the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Unreal Engine 4 remake. The idea behind this project was incredibly ambitious to completely recreate the entire San Andreas experience inside Unreal Engine 4, a modern engine known for its powerful visuals and realistic lighting. And from the moment its first trailer was released, it immediately grabbed attention. The difference in graphics was impossible to ignore. The environments looked far more detailed, the lighting felt realistic, and overall, it looked like a true next-generation version of San Andreas. For many fans, it felt like a glimpse into what a real remake could look like. But unfortunately, the project didn't last long. Just a few days after the trailer went public, Rockstar Games took action and shut the project down. The original trailer was also removed from platforms like YouTube, making it much harder to find. However, as with many things on the internet, it didn't completely disappear. If you search carefully, you can still find re-uploads shared by fans. In the end, the project never became a playable game. It remains unfinished and now mostly lost to time. This version is part of Grand Theft Auto: The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, released as an official attempt by Rockstar Games to bring the classic trilogy to modern platforms. It was designed to be the ultimate version of San Andreas, combining updated visuals with modern gameplay improvements while keeping the core experience intact. The game features upgraded graphics powered by Unreal Engine, including improved lighting, higher resolution textures, and enhanced environmental detail. It also introduces modern controls inspired by GTA 5 smoother aiming and quality of life features like navigation paths on the mini-map. This version was also released on mobile devices through Netflix, making it accessible to a new audience with improved touch controls and modern performance on smartphones. However, the game quickly became controversial after launch. Many players criticized the updated character models, which, despite being more detailed, often looked unnatural and lacked the original charm. The lighting system was another major point of debate, as it significantly changed the atmosphere of the game, removing the iconic look that fans remembered. At release, the game suffered from numerous bugs, glitches, and performance issues, leading to widespread disappointment. Over time, updates have improved the experience, and one of the most important additions was the return of the classic lighting mode, which restores the original style atmosphere closer to the PlayStation 2 version. Even with these improvements, some content differences still remain, including missing music tracks due to licensing issues. In the end, the Definitive Edition is a modern reimagining of San Andreas, more accessible and visually updated, but still debated among fans when it comes to preserving the true identity of the original game. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the VR Edition. This project was officially announced by Mark Zuckerberg during a major presentation from Meta, where he revealed that San Andreas was being developed specifically for virtual reality headsets, particularly the MetaQuest platform. At the time, this announcement generated a huge amount of excitement. San Andreas is one of the biggest and most detailed open-world games ever made, and the idea of experiencing it fully in VR felt like a massive leap forward. The goal of this version was not just to port the game, but to completely reimagine how it would feel to play it. Instead of simply watching CJ on a screen, players would step directly into his world, seeing everything in first person, interacting with the environment, and experiencing the city of Los Santos as if they were actually there. Imagine walking through Grove Street, driving cars from a first-person perspective, or even engaging in missions with full VR immersion. The potential for realism and presence was something no previous version of San Andreas had ever offered. However, despite the exciting concept, very little was ever shown publicly. There were no full gameplay demonstrations, no detailed trailers, and no deep dives into how the mechanics would work in virtual reality. Over time, updates about the project became less and less frequent. Eventually, communication around it almost completely stopped. This led many fans to question what exactly happened behind the scenes. Some speculate that the scale of San Andreas made it extremely difficult to adapt into VR, especially while maintaining performance and comfort on standalone headsets. Others believe the project may have faced technical challenges related to controls, motion systems, or redesigning gameplay mechanics to properly fit a VR experience. As of now, the project has not been officially cancelled, but it also hasn't been released or updated in a long time. Next, we have another fan-made project that has been gaining attention online, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Next Gen Edition. This project is being developed inside the Grand Theft Auto 5 engine, also known as the Rage engine, and is being worked on by a fan group often referred to as the Revolution Team, the same group known for similar projects like the Vice City Next Gen Edition. The idea behind this project is ambitious: to fully recreate Grand Theft Auto San Andreas inside the modern GTA 5 engine, bringing the entire map, atmosphere, and experience into a newer generation of graphics and gameplay systems. Unlike simple visual mods or map ports, this project aims to go much further. The goal is not only to rebuild the world, but also to integrate gameplay improvements, updated mechanics, and potentially even bring over missions from the original game. If fully completed, this would allow players to experience the story of San Andreas with GTA 5 style controls, modern physics, improved animations, and a much more detailed world. And then, we have one of the strangest, but also most useful versions created by the community, the GTA San Andreas Potato Edition. Unlike remasters or visual overhaul mods, this version has a completely different purpose. The Potato Edition is a heavily modified version of the PC release designed specifically for extremely low-end computers, systems so weak that even the normal PC version of San Andreas may struggle to run properly. To make the game playable, almost everything is downgraded. Textures become extremely low quality, sometimes looking blurry or almost unrecognizable. The draw distance is reduced heavily, meaning buildings, cars, and objects only appear when you get close to them. Visual effects are stripped down, shadows are simplified or removed entirely, and many environmental details disappear in order to improve performance. In some versions, cars may look like simple blocks, roads lose detail, and the world can appear almost empty compared to the original game. And honestly, at times it barely even looks like San Andreas anymore. But surprisingly, that's exactly what makes it impressive. Despite the extreme graphical downgrade, the game is still fully playable. Players can complete the entire story, explore the full map, and experience nearly everything the original game offers, even on very old or weak hardware. For many people around the world who didn't own powerful gaming PCs, mods like this were the only way to experience San Andreas at all. And because of that, the Potato Edition became unexpectedly popular among low-end PC users. It may not be the best looking version of the game, but it represents something important about PC gaming culture, making games accessible no matter how weak your hardware is. In a strange way, even with terrible graphics, San Andreas still manages to remain fun,